Okay, we're going to take a look at a latching relay. So what I have right here is a mechanical latching relay. All right, and so what you're going to notice is it has two coils here. This is 120 volt 60 hertz, and this says 120 volt 60 hertz. So what we're looking at is maybe this half here is the traditional relay that we are used to, okay? And so, you know, this has got a plunger that moves back and forth, and these contacts close right here. And I come with my multimeter right here, and I set it to continuity there. I'm on continuity. I've got to set my leads up. Sorry about it. Let's try that. And if I were to set my leads here, these would be closed, and then I would have open leads here. But if I went like that and I activated this by pushing it, I'm getting it to tone right here. Okay. Now the thing is, this latches itself on because it's a latching relay. Okay. So once again, this is a relay, and these contacts are going to open or close when this plunger goes. But you notice that there's a mechanical interlock on here. You can see that or not right there. So that when this thing closes right here, if you watch, that little lever comes up and it stays on. So even though there's no electricity on there or anything, this is stayed on. So that's the way that mechanical works. Now, if I want to release these contacts, I have to actually turn on this coil right here, and then that pushes on the little lever right here, and it loosens up. So let's see that again. If for some reason this one comes on, that prevents it from the plunger from returning, and this releases it. Okay, so there's two coils on this right here. Okay, so the way that this works is that you need a push button to turn on the first coil, which would be the latching coil, and when you let go of the push button, this is going to stay on because it's mechanically held there with that little lever. And then the second push button here would do the second coil, and that would unlatch it. Okay, so how is that going to look? If we come right here with this, I can hook up my first one. I'm going to bring my power to a push button, and then my push button to the coil, and I'm going to bring the coil back to here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to set my multimeter in here again, and I'm going to put this on some contacts here so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to turn the power on, and when I push this button right here, I'm getting tone here. This is latched on, even though I am no longer pushing the button. Okay, that's what these contacts are. These are not holding contacts. I'm just checking to be sure that they're on. Now, if I wanted to add the second part of this circuit, well, I would need to bring, I'm going to shut the power off here. I would need to bring the power to the second button, and then the second button would go to the other coil right here, and then this coil right here would come back to there. Okay, so if I try this again and I push this button, this coil gets held up, gets energized, and it's held on by the little lever. And when I push this button, that energizes this coil, which allows it to come off. So I can push this one right here, and that doesn't have any effect. That's just trying to unlatch the mechanical part of this, and there's nothing on there. But this one turns it on. I can do them both at the same time, as a matter of fact, and that's not going to do anything because this coil will override this one. And you can hear the tone going. There's the unlatch, and that is what that looks like right there. Push button to turn on the latching coil. It stays there mechanically. Another push button turns on the unlatch coil. Now, there is another different types here, so we'll turn this off real quick. Here's another little type that's kind of interesting. So this is like a normal contactor right here, and what they did is they put a latching mechanism on the top right here. So this contactor has got a coil, you know, here and here, and so that would energize the bottom part. And you can see that there's a little lever right here that when I push down and energize this, that locks itself on. I'd have to push this right here to release it. So if I push this, it stays on, and then I would have to push this to unlatch it. Well, this top one right here also has got a coil. Here's another one right here that says 120 volts. So the bottom coil down here, this one and this one, turn it on, and it gets latched on. It gets kept on even though there's no more voltage. And then the top one up right here, that puts energizes the second coil, and it releases. So those are some examples of a mechanical latching relay.